Good morning, afternoon, evening from wherever you are. This is LSP here once again on day two of trading. So, obviously, this account is just kind of follow my journey on learning how to trade, and I will be making loads of mistakes. There is going to be kind of no censoring of what I do. I am just going to record and upload. Uh, if there is this time, however, a longer period stretch, I am going to kind of fast forward or snip bits out, kind of the lulls in the middle of the video and skip. Uh, because what I realized, obviously, yesterday is I only made $3.33. Again, this is just paper trading at the minute, so I can reset this back to 2000 or whatever value I want. And I'm just doing this right at the moment while I'm trying to learn some of the basics anyway. So uh, let's just kind of recap if you've not watched the video previously, or if you just want to kind of know some of the mistakes or what I learned from yesterday's trading day. I only traded BNAI. As you can see, I bought and sell at 543 and 544. That was what made me my $3.33. 1 cent per share, and I had 333 shares. So 1 cent, $3.33. The goal here eventually is to get a 10 or 15 cents difference between those. What that would give me, of course, is a lot. So even if the 10, 15 cents, so let's just quickly get that up. So if I've got 10 or 15 cents times by the 333 shares that I got, it'd actually be $50 that I actually would have earned rather than the $3. So I'm looking for that 10, 15 cents, especially at the beginning. Eventually, my end goal is to get this up to per day $200 per day. So we'll see how that kind of progresses. Just before the market opens in less than 3 minutes, just kind of recapping some of my fundamentals. So I made some little notes here. Yesterday I traded this and made a $3 profit. Some of the stocks that we looked at just from the 5 minute top gainers scanner, and that's all I looked at yesterday. These are the four main ones, and I wanted to just review the chart. These are the 5 main things, because this is included as well, that I will be checking to see if I was traded. So make sure that it's up on pre-market. If that's a tick, we go to the next one. Stock value is greater than $1 or less than $20. The volume is more than 1 million, and there's just news on the day. One of my issues yesterday was trading the BNAA was, as you can see, there was no news on it whatsoever. So just these general news reports, but there was no actual news to make it go up. I don't actually know why that went up. Not that I could see, someone else could tell me if that I went wrong. As you can see, it was roughly around here that I got in. I was at 540, so I had to get in right at the bottom. If I just zoom right in there, got in on this marker here, that candlestick right there, at 544, I believe it was, somewhere here. So I did get in at almost the right time, and I could have just rode it all the way to 675 if I was a little bit more patient. And actually, you can see the time here as well, 9:59. That was roughly around. Actually, it was probably more here. 9:59, 9:52 was around here, and then I rode it all the way through this green here, I believe, to 9:54. So I waited like 2 minutes. What I should have probably done is there was one kind of pullback here, and then there was what I should have done is probably waited for another pullback. So I believe there's normally a kind of rule of three. You got one pullback, two pullback, three pullback, but then it's also the pullback has reached high. So here, once it's gone over this high over here at 10:02 mark, at this high at 6015, even though it's going to go through green candles, that is kind of confirmation that it's going to have a little pump. Correct me if I'm wrong. That is what my understanding is with regards to some of these things, some of these indicators. The volume down there was all right as well. MACD was okay, although there was a bit of a crossover here at the MACD before I went back down. and it could have rolled it up to 675, which would have been over $1 made, which would have been really really good. So I could have made $300 on that. That tick over was, you can see, everything's just kind of flashed because the market has just opened. So I think I was a little bit impatient yesterday because I was actually running to try and go and get my dinner. So, which I know some of you that will be very much the same. You're still working the kind of 9 to 5 job and you're trying to do this in your own time. So I'm going to actually spend this Y7. If the video is a little bit longer, I'm just going to cut the middle of it, or where I was not kind of talking, I'm just waiting around. But for now, this is what I'm looking at. I'm just going to actually roll. I'm not even going to trade anything. I'm not even going to plan to trade anything for the first couple of bits. I just want to look at SEG for the first bit, just to see what these did on yesterday. These are the ones that I was actually looking at. So let's see if I've still got this somewhere open. SEG here. I just want to see what this did yesterday. So let's just go back on the day. Zoom right out. Let's see what we missed out on. I don't know whether there's a better way to do this, but this is kind of what happened. I was here, I clocked off at like 10 o'clock, so here at 10 o'clock, 10 in the off the market here. So what I could have done is we kind of missed all of this. Missed all of that because I was just a little bit impatient, but I also wanted to do it at the beginning. So that was around 12 o'clock. That was 3 hours after I wanted to be on. I'm trying to make one trade and one trade only and just get in and out. At the very beginning, I could actually just go, oh, maybe I start at 11 o'clock and then go for an hour or so. Well, it just depends. I'm going to try and work around, see which, but I'll probably just get in at the open market really. Next one, ROLR. Did I have a look at this somewhere? Yeah, right here. Oh, that's some news that's gone. Once you click on the news here, it just disappears. So I'll have to remember that. Yesterday, this is what happened yesterday. And this is the one that we really missed out on, because when it was open at 10 o'clock, when I kind of left, it was at $12, $13. It went all the way, just gone past 130. It went all the way to 33.68, and even if you just dropped at the close, which was at 18, even if you just held for the day, 13 to 18 is a $5 gain, even if you just left that. So maybe I was a little bit impatient yesterday and I should have just waited out a little bit longer. IVP. Let's see, where's IVP? IVP was here. Let's see what happened with IVP yesterday. Again, this is not something that I was going to look at, but what I did notice, I don't know whether it shows me now, because what I did notice, I did go back and have a little look. There was, I mean, it's still the same now. There's only a 2 million float, which means I believe that is how many shares are in circulation that can be bought. And you have 63 million in volume, which means 63 million people trying to buy shares, or 63 million shares getting transferred. So that's a lot of the same shares getting transferred over and over and over and over again. It's probably why it got pumped and squeezed, because there was just most of those people. This is not one that I would have traded just because it is under my $1 rule anyway, but I did have a little look at it. So gels as well, GELS. Let's see what happened with that yesterday. So this what happened with gels yesterday. So I think I was watching this for a while, and what was it? It was at like 9 or something for a while, I think. Let's see here. But it did go to 1.4, so $1.04. And yeah, it's just opened the lock. So anyway, I think the main miss out here was probably this one was because the market kept on halting. You can see it open. This is probably going to do the same. It's already opened at 21 today. See before at the pre-market and after market what's happening here. went up to 27, opened at 21. So still worth a little look at, especially because of the volume as well. Let's just have a little look what volume it's at. Oh no, it's quite low actually. So 70,000, 78,000, 90,000. Okay, yeah, it's not that great to be honest. Let's just see what the top gainers are for this morning. We got CJMB up 200%. What I did forget to check actually, I didn't check, was whether it was up pre-market or not. But what I do have here is the change from the previous close. So, so the change here is currently 200%, which I can see. Yep, definitely up pre-market. All the way up there, so it's at 3 at the moment, and the volume is at 2 million. We got 4.7 million in float, free float, and the volume is 34. So this is very, very good at the minute. It's above the $1, below the $2. The MACD's just changed over actually, and let's just see if there's any resistance here. So that's just pre-market really, isn't it? High of 4,629. I think I might get it, to be honest. Nice easy one today. Oh no, it's halted. Too much trade, so you can definitely keep an eye on this. I guarantee, well, I can only give myself a guarantee. Obviously, this is not financial advice. This is me learning and practicing, giving myself my own guarantee. Based on what I know, if it's halted, there's just too much going on. So I think as soon as that opens, that's going to go way above, way above. So we'll keep an eye on that for sure. It's the only one that's over 100% in change today. So CGMB, let's just have a little look at some of the others. Volume, BYND, BYND. It's got 400 million in shares, it's got 40 million, no, it's not great, but let's just see what's happening with it anyway. Just to hit over the dollar mark. Still going to be pumping. I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm not touching that. Let's see what's happening here. Excuse me. Yeah, volume's pretty low on this one. CGTL. And let's just go back. So it kind of refreshes. This is what I found. If you click on one of the watch lists and then go back onto the top 5, obviously this changes constantly. It's within the 5 minutes, so that's why it keeps on changing. So you have to kind of keep refresh. I have no idea how long it holds for, so I'm not too sure when this will come back on. But let's have a little look. EVTV. Oh, that's done a bit of a nice little pump there, hasn't it? Let's zoom in on today. It's got 339. I think kind of look at this MACD over here. It's very, very overextended. I think there's going to be a little bit of a sell off, but that's also did it holds as well. Again, volatility. So, CNGB is back on. $2 million in shares. 3.6. So it was a 3.3 or 3.1, I believe, when it was halted. Let's sell off a little bit. Let's consolidate. So I think that is going to have a little bit of a pump over here. So it's going to have an overextension. I think on the next kind of wave, it's kind of having a bit of pullback there. So let's just see what it does in the next kind of 30 seconds. You can see that's me pressing shift because I'm getting my hotkeys ready. So these are the things that I can do. Last one, still 1.6 million in volume. What's the news? Strategic teaming agreement with Biostat Corp. So there's a bit of an agreement there. Let's get in here. Let's get in. So you can see that there's purchase been going through. I have bought in now, and I am currently $60 down. But this is where you don't panic. You kind of just wait. I think I just panic. This is really annoying. I don't like this. When it tells you I bought in at 384, so I'm just going to leave it. My end goal is obviously just, if I do a stop loss, is kind of 10%. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for, no more than 10%. And obviously the end goal is to actually earn 10% as well. So if I sold now, I'd still be losing money, because it's just the way it kind of works with regards to who gets in and out. There's just more sellers than there is buyers at the moment, so let's just drop that. Let's just let that drop down a bit. So I think realistically, this is where I absolutely would have sold by now, because I've just put a kind of cap, and I would have just made that wrong kind of mistake to sell there and then. Sometimes you just have to wait it out just a little bit and not get too afraid. But maybe safer said than done. Obviously, with this is just paper money, I can just reset this value even if it goes down to zero. But I think it's just learning, kind of knowing and gaining confidence in what I've chosen here and what I'm reading. I still believe, obviously, with this, even only looking at it for a couple of seconds, it's got some news. It's massively up pre-market. The MACD has still got a way to go. There's a good amount of volume pushing in for 2 million each candle there. I'm still down at the moment. I'm gonna wait it out, because I think yesterday I was a bit too early, a bit too soon in kind of selling and just kind of getting out. I was trying to get in and out, done and done, and rather than just waiting around. So you can see up here, I've got 463 shares at $3.84. So you can see it's hovering around the $3.80 something cents right now. Kind of just bouncing to and from. And that's the thing with the candlesticks here, you do have your top and bottom, and it's just when it kind of levels out in the end. So I really, really hate this. I'm going to try and get rid of this. I don't know how. Can I move it? Sell? I can just sell. But no, I don't know how to get rid of that. It's really annoying me. So I'm still waiting, still being nice and calm. And I think just for me, because I was in at 384, the moment that goes across 395, I'm out. Done for the day. So you can see I was already out, but it took a long time to sell my position just now. So although, well, actually I got 393 out there, so I'd got up 9 cents today, which was my $41. So I'm up $45 in the 2 days of trading. Again, should I be a little bit more patient? You can see it kind of going up and up and up and up. But I just want to kind of, and that's it, I don't want to get those kind of FOMO, because yes, I could have absolutely made a little bit more here. Another $1 up, another 10 cents up, another 20 cents up. But got to stick to my own fundamentals. I think that's the part of it. As in, I'm not going, I could make more money. I could lose more money. I could make more money. I think once I've hit my goal for that moment, not to be kind of greedy and just get out. I think I need to, because I've got some of these hotkeys happening here. I think I need to just do the bid and the ask next time to kind of test those out. So at the minute, I'm doing shift 1, which buys me 90% of the market. Of whatever market value it is, and that's 98% of my net account value. And then when I press shift C, it settles the entire portion, whoever's buying, as quickly as possible. But I think I need to do the bid and the ask. I think I did have a little research on this, I can't remember actually. So the ask is people trying to sell at that price, and the bid is people saying, I want you to buy it at this price. I'll try those out to see if it's any better with regards to kind of price fluctuation. So for example, if I wanted to buy in at 376, then I would just put bid at 376. But I've won obviously plus 5 cents, so 5 cents of whatever the ask is. So instead of 576, I would actually buy it at 376. I'll buy it at 381. I think that's how it's worked. That's the next thing I'm probably going to have a little look at. So checking the indicators here, just because I'm on it. That's MACD and the volume. At the moment, I'm not checking anything else. The only other thing I normally look at is the Bollinger Bands here. Kind of see when it consolidates down to this average in the middle here. Because it kind of normally bounces in the middle and then it uses that as a resistance when it comes down. You can kind of see it uses this as a resistance, hits that top, goes over it, and then use it as a bit of a balance and then scale and rides it up. When it's a bit overextended like that, what you normally look for is this kind of steady free lines, what it eventually goes back down to, I believe. All of these, again, it's just what I've noticed by looking and just doing my own little bit of research. So I do have a little look and do research in between. And what do I have here? What was I was doing the notes? And see the ask and bid. What are they? Are these more useful than buying the market? And what I would probably normally do, actually, just quickly show you, I might as well, is literally ask and bid. Are they better than buying the market? Let's just see what Google has to generate an essay. Using the bid and ask price with limit orders is often more useful than a market order because it gives you control over the execution price. There we go. I think we should be using the bid and ask price. I need to know exactly what this is. So the bid is the highest price a buyer is willing to pay, and the ask or the offer is the lowest price a seller is willing to accept at any given moment. The difference is the bid ask spread, which is an implicit transaction cost. So I think if you go with the ask, which is an offer, is the lowest price a seller is willing to accept at any given point, what we can do then is obviously just buy the ask. But if I do it plus 5 cents, it just means I'm offering a little bit more than what they're willing to sell it for. So it absolutely is going to get filled straight away. And if I sell the ask, it's just selling what I bought. That, again, is my understanding. Please let me know down below if that is correct. And this is day 2 of trading. I think this is an okay amount of time. This is 23 minutes worth of video. I did a trade, did some explanations in there, so it's alright. And up $41.67 today. So, and that's about it. All I did was, again, I haven't even changed anything. I haven't even looked at my own scanners. My own scanner says this. One I traded today wasn't even on here on my own scanners. My own scanners I've set up basically is this. So clearly something is up here. I don't really know. I haven't even been using that. I'll show you how to set that up again. I said that in the last video, but I'll show how to set up scanners later on. And CGMB is what we traded today. Again, you can see I filled out. I bought at 384 and I sold at 393, making that 9 cents increase per share. But I did have, again, I did have 463 shares on that, so let's get my calculator off. Where's my calculator? Why isn't this working? Calculator. So I did have 9 cents of shares times by 463, which is 41.67, which is exactly the profit loss that I made today. Profit, not loss. But that's 2 days. This is all I want at the moment. 2 days of trading, 2 greens. Thank you very much. Please let me know if you have any tips or what I'm doing is correct. Again, I'm just learning at the moment. This is just paper trading. None of this is financial advice. and please do your own due diligence. This is just my own journal of me learning to trade from a beginner. Hopefully some of you will find it useful. If not, I will just use this as a personal journal, to be honest, and review my own videos. But thank you very much if you are watching and you made it this far, and I will see you on day 3, which is tomorrow. Goodbye.